A port strike could result in dealerships running out of cars and parts, and prices could rise. Today, I read an article on Yahoo Finance, put out by MoneyWise, and written by Jing Pan, titled, Jim Grant Says Warren Buffett is Warning Us About U.S. Stocks by Pivoting to This One Asset Class. Should you? The author of this article referenced Jim Grant, the editor of Grant's Interest Rate Observer. He said, we shouldn't forget that it is at an all-time high. Almost everything. Price to earnings, price to book, price to sales, what have you. And nor should we forget that the greatest equity investor is about ready to show a balance sheet that's 50-50 with more T-bills than stocks. The author went on to say, this may be a red flag for investors. Well, my friends, Jim Grant brings up some good points here. But I want to bring up my own point. Stocks can be completely irrational at times. Greed can continue to fuel the fire until it is raging. Look at what happened during the run-up to the dot-com crash. The mania was unbelievable. Stocks continued to rise and defy logic. This same behavior happened in the run-up to 1929. A lot of people went all in. Many bought stocks with crazy amounts of margin, which was allowed back then. This allowed the prices for some stocks to reach lofty highs. This went on for quite some time before it all came crashing down. The stock market today seems totally disconnected from reality here in America. How long the rise will continue is anyone's guess. It does appear as though Warren Buffett is positioning himself for some storm clouds. Only time will tell what transpires moving forward. I read some of the comments beneath this article. I'll share some of them with you. The first commenter said, Warren is about fundamentals, and with a plethora of bad valuations out there, it's just a matter of time before the spending and house of cards collapses. The next commenter said, many honest economists in our country say we will enter a recession in the near future. The warning signs are going off, but the government and press are working overtime to dispel the eventual reality. The last comment that I'll share with you came from someone who said, Buffett would be investing in small cap stocks if he could, but it has no material impact on Berkshire to do so. There is no reward for taking the risk. So his only option is to let the cash build and build and build, or buy back Berkshire stock, which is also expensive. Well, my friends, the commenters always have interesting things to say. I'm curious, what do you think about all this? Share your thoughts in the comment section below. I read another interesting article today. This one was on foxbusiness.com, written by Daniela Genovese, titled, Attention Shoppers, Brace for Empty Shelves, Rising Prices if Port Workers Strike, Expert Says. The author of this article said a dock worker strike could result in higher prices and empty shelves according to experts. The author went on to say, experts say prices could rise before year's end, impacting goods during the critical holiday season. Here are my thoughts. If a strike happens, I could see a lot of businesses trying to profit from it. Some car dealerships are still saying they can't negotiate on prices because of supply chain shortages from COVID. The pandemic happened years ago, and some businesses still blame their higher prices on that. This port strike will just be something else they can blame higher prices on. I'm not saying a port strike won't impact imports. I'm sure it is going to cause disruptions, which may be problematic. With that said, I am sure some businesses may try to capitalize on the situation. The author of this article went on to reference J.P. Morgan, who estimated that for each day the ports are shut down, it will take roughly 6 days to clear the backlog. Analysts pegged the economic impact of a strike to about $5 billion per day. Here are my thoughts. If this information is accurate, I have to wonder how this could impact the election in November. If this ends up causing all types of problems in the economy, some voters may be less inclined to align with Harris, who is part of our current administration. I read some of the comments beneath this article. Many focused on the upcoming holiday season. The first commenter said, as a kid, I remember more than one Christmas being worrisome due to strike threats or actual strikes, which always were around Christmas time for my dad's union. This is partially all our fault for loving foreign countries to get our goods from. Maybe unions should have also thought about membership loss when jobs were leaving the USA. The next commenter said, Christmas will be lean for many citizens of this country as they have maxed their credit cards buying groceries and rent. The last comment that I'll share with you came from someone who said, what Christmas? We've barely been able to make it through the year. We never shop big, and I am not a big gift person. I tell them all, no gifts for me in order to save money, and we understand what Christmas is really about. And it isn't all the outside noise that retail and marketers push it to be. For us, it is to hopefully be with each other, visit and praise Him, and have a good meal. This is the focus of our holidays for Thanksgiving and Christmas. I read another interesting article about the strike today. This one was on foxbusiness.com, written by Daniela Genovese, titled, Car Dealerships Expected to Feel Effects of Port Strike. Have repairs done now, expert says. According to the author, an extended port strike would delay the arrival of new inventory, which would drive up costs for potential buyers. Not only would it be harder and more expensive to buy a car, but the lack of essential parts and materials would hinder maintenance repairs on existing vehicles as well. I thought this article was really interesting because it talked about what I predicted earlier. I am sure some car dealers are salivating right now. Some may be looking forward to raising prices because they can blame it on a port strike. The author of this article referenced the owner of a New Jersey dealership who said, before the pandemic, he would have 3 to 6 months worth of inventory on the lot, and today he only has 30 to 45 days worth of inventory. He said if the ports shut down, inventory will be gone in 1 month. The author went on to talk about how some dealerships may run out of parts. Here are my thoughts. Let's hope this doesn't happen. Americans are already struggling with inflation. Many are barely keeping their heads above water financially. In this higher interest rate environment, some Americans won't be able to afford more expensive vehicles or more expensive parts. It's unfortunate we have become so reliant on imports from other countries. There was a time when we manufactured so many things that the world wanted to buy. Now we are heavily reliant on other countries. Why doesn't the government think this is a national security risk? What if we got involved with a war with China? How would we get a lot of the things that people need to survive? We rely so heavily on imports right now. I know cheap labor in other countries helps some companies maximize profits, but I worry about the long-term implications. I read some of the comments beneath this article. I'll share some of them with you. Some of these comments are politically charged. Please keep in mind that these are the thoughts of the commenters. The first commenter said, another advantage of Trump's tariffs, less dependence on port workers when manufacturing shifts back to the U.S. The next commenter said, this pending strike is nobody's fault but Biden's inflation. Dock workers need more money to keep up. I don't like unions, but their job is to get more money for their members. Almost every problem is rooted in inflation, and that is a fact. The last comment that I'll share with you came from someone who said, some companies are rerouting their container ships to West Coast ports. Port workers should be called essential workers that can't strike. Well, my friends, the commenters always have interesting things to say. What do you think about all this? Share your thoughts in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing to the channel. I want to extend a special thanks to everyone who has subscribed to this channel. I want to also thank all of my channel members. If you would like to become a channel member, there is a link in the description beneath this video. You can read more about the different membership levels. Please also check out some of the great books that I suggest you consider reading in the description below. I've included Amazon affiliate links to these books. As an Amazon associate, I earn from qualifying purchases. Stay healthy and wealthy. I'll see everyone in the next video.